You can now host your own custom fantasy leagues with OnlineDraft. Let's see how it works. I have a sample group here where we just drafted contestants for Survivor Season 40, where we have a group of people who are going to have a league which watches Survivor every week and then keeps score on how the contestants did. Under the Settings tab, I'll select Custom Fantasy Leagues, and this is where I will turn on Custom Fantasy Leagues for this group. I'll enter a title and a description for my league, and then we'll enter points as how we're going to keep score. Okay, our league has been activated, and let's take a look at how this works. In our leagues, we have criteria, sessions, adjustments, and standings. In criteria, we're saying how we're going to keep score. In sessions, that's the time periods where we keep score. Adjustments are changes to the score that we can make. And then standings are the overall standings for the league. The first step will be to set up some criteria. And here we are on the criteria page, and we'll click Edit to enter the first criteria. So the first one, this is a Survivor League. We'll just say Survives Tribal Council, and we'll say that this is worth 50 points. I will use a filter to multiply by 50 points. And then I'll save this filter and we'll add another. Okay, we'll save this criteria and then we'll add another. And the next criteria will be a negative one. So let's say if somebody gets voted off, this will be a negative event. So with the multiply by filter, we will do minus 20. And we'll save that filter and we'll add one more. And so this one is just for immunity idol. So if somebody finds an immunity idol, they get an additional 15 points. So we'll enter then those details. And then we'll save this criteria. And then we have our 3 criteria. Now you can have up to 10 criteria for your leagues. The next thing to go over is sessions. Now a session is a moment in time where you keep score. So this could be week 1, month 1. I'll click on Add Scoring Session. And then I'll enter a title and a description. In this case, it'll just be week 1. And then we'll add the scoring session. Now that scoring session has been added, when we're ready to score, we can click Initiate. Before you click Initiate, be sure that the contestants have been assigned to all the league participants. Remember, you're capturing a moment in time with this scoring session. Okay, for this score session, we have the contestants listed below and also who these contestants are assigned to. And we can enter scores for each of the criteria. So we'll just go ahead and enter some scores. First, we need to open this for scoring. So now it's open. And then we can go ahead and enter some scores. So if somebody survived Tribal Council, they'll get a 1, which then multiplies to get 50. So we'll give that to a few people. Say this person here got voted off, so that's a minus 20. And we have another people that survives Tribal Council, and then we'll say that somebody found an idol over here. That's an additional point. So we'll just enter some scores here, but of course you would do this however your league wants to score. Then we'll save changes. And then right off the bat, we can go and look to see the standings for this particular score session. And here we have the 4 people in our league and the total points for this session broken down by the criteria. Then we can go up to the League tab at the top of the page and select Standings. On the Standings page, we'll see the standings for the league. Right now we just have our week 1 session. And then we also have adjustments, which we'll explain later. Let's go back and enter a second session. We'll enter week 2. And then we can initiate week 2. So we'll click on Initiate. And then again, this is a moment in time. So we'll initiate for week 2. And then we can open it up for scoring. And then we'll enter a bunch of scores in for week 2. I'll put this on rapid speed. And then I'll go up and I'll save the changes. And now we can view standings for session 2, so week 2. And here we go for week 2. And then we can go click on standings again. And then we'll see we have scores for both week 1 and for week 2. Now you can have as many weeks or score sessions as you like. And the last thing to cover are adjustments. So we'll click on Adjustments under the League tab up at the top. Now adjustments can be used to add or subtract scores or points to any person's totals for any score session. So we'll select Kathy here, and we'll say this is for week 2, and then we'll put in the adjustment amount. This could be a positive or a negative number, and then the reason. So just for this case, we'll say she got bonus points, or she got bonus points take away if this was a minus adjustment. So we'll add this adjustment, and then we'll go back and we'll look at the league standings again, and we'll see that this adjustment had been now added into the overall standings. So we'll click on standings, and we'll see that this 50 points were added as an adjustment into the total points. With OnlineDraft's custom fantasy leagues, you now have everything you need to host your own custom fantasy leagues. Thanks for watching.